Hi, you're listening to Book Chat with author Vivian E. Moore.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hello and welcome to Book Chat. I am your host, author Vivian E. Moore. I hope everyone is having a great week. I know that we are all pretty much on lockdown. I don't know where you are, but here in the city, we are not per se on lockdown, but they do want everyone to practice social distancing. So, and I'm with that program because it's important, because we don't want to spread the virus, the COVID-19 virus. So, we should follow those guidelines, as well as washing our hands and things of that nature. So you've already heard all of these things before, so I don't need to repeat them to you. But that's what the show is going to be about today. So the title of the show is The Perfect 10, and the topic is the best top 10 books to read while social distancing. So I know, amidst the COVID-19 virus, we're all urged to distance ourselves to stay safe. And it also means that some of us have cabin fever because of the pandemic. And, I'm not trying to lighten it because it is very serious. People are dying from this virus. So it's quite serious. And so what I wanted to do is to just sort of lighten your load a little bit, to take your mind off of it. So I have the perfect solution for those of you who have plenty of extra time on your hands and who want to get away from the stress of staying in while staying safe. So one of the many ways is building your reading list, and not just for adults, but kids too. So now parents, if you have kids and you are homeschooling them because school is out due to this virus, and so that means that, the parent, now you're also the teacher, so you may not have time to actually sit down and read a book. However, after the school activities are done, how about you choose a great book and just listen instead? So, and audiobooks are a fantastic way to burn all the extra downtime if you have downtime. And I'm here to help you with 10 of my fave great reads. So without further delay, here we go. So number 10, because we're going backwards. Number 10 is The Delphi Effect, and it's a trilogy. It's by Rysa Walker, and that's spelled R-Y-S-A, Walker. And if you like fantasy and psychological thrillers mixed with a little action, then you should read and listen to this series because it's really, really good. It will pull you in fairly quickly. And also, this book is young adult. So if you have children that are, I would say 12 and up, they could read this book because there's no profanity in it. And it's action packed. It may have some words in it that they may need a little help with, but still it's appropriate for that age group because it is YA. If you want to get this book for your kids, but you might want to read it for yourself because it's really, really good. Okay, so number 9 is Tell Me Lies by J.P. Pomare. And that's Pomare. Now, this is a fast-paced psychological thriller, and I promise you won't be disappointed. Oh my gosh, this book is so good. Now I listen to audiobooks. I listen to them while I work, and so the performance, the audio performance is just it's 10. It's a 10. I'll tell you that. So excuse me. So if you would rather listen and read this book, then you will enjoy it even more because the narrator is just wonderful. Just wonderful. Okay, so number 8 is The AI Who Loved Me by Alyssa Cole. Now, this is a rom-com, with a sci-fi twist. And if you listen to the audiobook, you'll be pleased to know that Regina Hall narrates. Yes, the same Regina Hall from Girls Trip, Little, and of course the Scary Movie franchise. She's been in, oh my gosh, just a multitude of other movies, but these are the most recent ones. So I know you know who she is, and she does a terrific job doing the narration. There's other people that are also narrating with her, but she is the lead character who she's narrating for. And let me tell you, this book could be a movie, and it would just be awesome. So, maybe they may turn it into a movie. Just have to wait and see. Probably Netflix would be the one who would do it. But anyway, it would be worth watching it to see how they would translate it from the book to the screen. All right. So number 7 is Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. Now, let me just say this book was more than I bargained for. And if you're sensitive to certain subject matter, then it may not be the book for you. But it is a tangled up love story with an NBA setting. And if you're brave, adventurous, have at it. That's all I'm going to say. But I will say this. The book is great. Is very, very great. And the subject matter deals with abuse and things of that nature, and some of it is quite graphic. It's not for the weak-hearted at all, because it's very real, and some parts is very relatable. But like I said, it's a great story. So if you're brave enough to read it, then be my guest. But you will enjoy the story. Although, let me just give you this advisory just one more time. It's very graphic. So if you're into that, then okay. So number 6 is Repeat by Kylie Scott. And it's one of those reads that pulls you in from the start. A girl with selective amnesia, she was assaulted. And so it left her with amnesia. And so she's trying to piece her life back together one day at a time, and with the man that she let go. So she broke up with her boyfriend, and somehow she ends up at his shop. And so this is where this story starts. So it's a very good story. So you might want to check it out. Number 5 is Lies by Kylie Scott. So this is Kylie Scott again. And it is a fast-paced thriller that will have you on the edge of your seat. And if you are a Mission Impossible fan or Jason Bourne, then you need to read this. You need to read this book. And so Kylie Scott made the cut twice. So how about that? All right. So number 4, The Redeemable Prince by Rachel Higginson is a YA novel. So this book is okay for your 12 and up. But adults will enjoy it too. There's magic and danger, and it is a thrill ride. And I enjoyed this book so much that I read it twice. So how about that? It's very good. It's a very good book, and it could also be translated into a movie. It would be perfect as a movie. All right. So number 3 is The Restorer by Amanda Stevens. And I know she's been on the list before, but anyway, because she made the top 10 list before, and with a good reason. This is a great fantasy, and it is suspenseful. It's a suspenseful read with a little sci-fi and thriller tossed in the mix. Not only this book, but the narration is also spot on. In my opinion, this series of books would make an excellent movie. It really would. I would love to see this book, the series, as a movie, maybe a mini series or something like that. But anyway, it takes place in, I'm not quite sure if it was North Carolina. It's somewhere in the Carolinas, or it may be somewhere in Louisiana, but I'm thinking it may be the Carolinas. But anyway, the book is about this young woman who has the ability to see ghosts, and of all things, she is a tombstone restorer. So that's how the book got its title. But anyway, it is so good. Oh my gosh, this book is so good. So you want to make sure that you get all the books in this series because it is so worth it. All right, so number 2 is A Perfect Lie. And this book is by Lisa Renee Jones. And it's one of the books that could easily be a Netflix fave. It's mysterious, thrilling, and suspenseful all at the same time. So you might want to check that one out too. Now, the moment that you've all waited for, drum roll please. All right, so number 1, Verity by Colleen Hoover. Now, I absolutely love suspense thrillers. And as you can tell by my list, this book is all that and more. It's mysterious, and I would love to also see this book become a Netflix movie. Now, I have never been more enthralled in a story. I mean, shoulders tense with anxiety, all of that. Because it is a grade A page turner, and you can't wait to get to the end. And it has a twist, so let me tell you that. But, oh my gosh, it is so good. I'll just give you just a little sneak peek about this book since it's number 1 on my list. Verity. This young woman, she's not Verity. Verity is one of the main characters in the story. But anyway, this young woman is a writer, and she's a little bit down on her luck. So Verity is also a writer. Her and her husband are authors. They're like, multi-millionaires from writing books and things of that nature. So anyway, this young woman is commissioned to finish a story that Verity started, but something happened to her, and so she wasn't able to finish the book. So they commissioned this young woman to finish writing the book. But oh my gosh, let me tell you, I don't want to give too much away, but it has a little bit of sort of like a little ghost story, and I mean, it's a mixture of everything in this story, but you have to read it. Verity, that's the name of it. It's called Verity. Oh my gosh, it is so good. So so there you have it. You have my top 10 books to keep you engaged through this period of social distancing. And all of these books are available on Amazon and Audible. And I'm quite sure they are available at other online bookstores as well. And some of them may even be available in brick and mortar stores. But, with the social distancing, it's probably best to just, if you have a Kindle, and if you have the Kindle Unlimited, that is one way for you to, to read and listen to these books. And also, if you have an account with Audible, you can also listen to these books. Audible has, it's like a little side book thing where you can, I think it's like $5, maybe $6 extra a month. And you can listen to as many books as you want. With Audible, you have the membership where you can either get 1 book a month, 2, 3, or whatever. But if you get this extra package through them, you can listen to as many titles as you want. Now, you can only get up to 10 at a time, but still, it's unlimited. You can only get 10 at a time, but it's unlimited. So you finish one book, check it off, and then you can add another one, and read as many books as you want to. And it's absolutely great. So a lot of these books, this is how I've read them, is through Audible. And I am not the spokesperson for Amazon or Audible, but whenever I read good books, I want to share them with everyone, because I just don't want to keep these things to myself. And it's why I do the show, because it's the perfect platform for me to share this information with you, and and to let you know about good reads. I can't be selfish with that. So, I want to share it when I read a good book. I want to share it with as many people as possible. So, I hope you will go out and check out at least, a couple of the books that are on the list today. And all of them are perfect reads. So, you won't be disappointed at all. I wouldn't tell you about them if these books were not good. They are really, truly good books. But before I let you go, I want to make sure that you can stay in contact with the show. And so, of course, the first one is Spreaker, and it is https:// www.spreaker.com/. www.spreaker.com/user/author Vivian E. Moore. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you look at my blog, that is a weekly blog, and this one will definitely be out there. It is https://vivianemore.blogspot.com. You can also check out my website. That is https://vivianemore.com. And you can also listen to my podcast on Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, and Podchaser. So there you go. Those are all the ways to listen to Book Chat. And I know tomorrow is worship day, and we are going to be worshiping from home, but we will still be able to listen to some good preaching, because we need that, especially at a time like now. You don't need to be disconnected from your church family, so you have to find ways to do it by either doing it on through Skype or through Facebook Live, or some other venue, some other way of being able to stay in touch with what's going on, of hearing the word, of listening to some good some good preaching, because we still need the fellowship. We can't fellowship as a group, but we can still fellowship as a church, and we need to do that. So make sure that you do that, and do it as a family thing. You can invite neighbors, but it's a good way for everyone inside your home to get some encouragement, to get some uplifting, because we all need it. Because these are truly scary times that we are experiencing. And I, for one, never thought that I would experience something like this, to the point to where, they're shutting down cities. And because I'm now working from home, because it's just that serious, to where, anyone can get infected with this virus, and there is no cure, and there is, no treatment for it if you should get it. So please stay safe. Practice social distancing, wash your hands, use the hand sanitizer if you have to go out. Make sure that you're staying at least 6 feet apart from everyone, because it's for your safety and for theirs. So someone said that to treat it as though you have the virus, that way you can keep everyone else safe. So that's what we need to do. So guys, I have so enjoyed talking with you today, and spending time with you and sharing with you. So I want you to remember to always tell someone that you love them. Tell everyone that you love them. Your family members, your friends, your children, everyone. Tell them that you love them, because today may be the only chance you get to say it. So I love you. I hope you love me back. Until the next time you hear my voice, God bless you, and goodbye.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.